I love to put music in different contexts. I love to take, so-called classical music to people who've never heard it before, and vice versa.
I didn't ever think it was possible joining the ACO that we'd be playing Mahler symphonies one day, and Mahler 4's probably my favourite Mahler symphony actually, and taps into a sound world that I actually think will really suit the ACO's aesthetic as well.
One of the best known symphonies on the planet is the 4th Symphony of Mahler, and one of the least known by a great symphonist, even though he wrote only 7, is the 6th Symphony of Sibelius.
There's also an interesting quote about Mahler and Sibelius having a conversation about symphony together, about how a symphony should be, because Sibelius said that symphony should be an exploration of these little subtleties that happen in nature, like he wants to go into the detail of a leaf or a detail of a cloud and bring that out in a symphony, whereas Mahler said, no, symphony has to have the whole world in it. And you can hear the difference very much.
There's a pink and blue sunrise.
We were delighted to accept an invitation to present the world premiere of Winter Morning Walks of Maria Schneider featuring Dawn Upshaw.
And it features a jazz trio who are musicians from Maria Schneider's orchestra, who are incredibly formidable jazz players. They look at music to the sound a little bit differently, and it just enriches our musicianship as well.
Timeline is our music, flashing between your ears, 42,000 years of it in one big, mad medley. We're able to access with our classical music, through the Western canon and also Eastern canons as well. We're able to access 40,000 years of music. Timeline is quite an interesting didactic history lesson without being too forceful, and it's our music. And so when you're listening to it and watching it, you really do feel that you're watching your life.
The most surprising, according to me, is going to be the Intimate Letter program, seeing in parallel the drama of the music with the drama of the composer's life.
Tippy, our wonderful principal cellist, unleashed the idea of intimate letters on a small but adoring public. They really loved the idea, and so as a result, we're putting in the main stage program. We thought it would be a powerful idea to bring Bell Shakespeare and the Australian Chamber Orchestra together to dramatise the incredibly powerful second string quartet, Intimate Letters, of Janacek.
Yeah, it's a very dramatic quartet. Janacek wrote it almost at the end of his life, after 10 years of being madly in love with his muse, a married woman half his age named Camilla, and the quartet is based around over 700 letters that he wrote to her.
We're very pleased to announce that we have a world premiere of a new work by Johnny Greenwood.
It was very exciting to have Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead working with us in the studio. He's a very humble guy and very respectful both of musicians and the music.
This time he's up against Beethoven. This is a totally unheard work. It's a world premiere. Johnny Greenwood's music, without doubt, will be astonishing and will astonish us. And of course, needless to say, Beethoven continues to astonish the ear.
I have this new old instrument that's well and truly over 400 years old. It's probably one of the first double basses ever built, which brings it back to Shakespeare's time. Well, we believe it was hidden in a monastery for hundreds of years, and that's probably why it's still alive. Someone loved it.
I think I was about 15 or 16 when I first went to hear an ACO concert. I think it was one of the first times I can recall being actually swept away by a performance. And I remember sort of walking out and just feeling like I was walking on a cloud or something. It was just that energising and exhilarating.